Hey guys, welcome back to yet another recent video game pickup video. This is of course the May edition, and we saw a couple of really great releases in May, and I managed to pick up some older games as well. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the games. First things first, I finally picked up a PlayStation Vita. I didn't pick up one at the release because to be frank, I really wanted to pick one up at release, but I didn't quite have the funds for it. You know, I picked up a lot of other games during February when it was released, and I just couldn't fit it in. So I picked one up in May instead, and I bought 3 games for it. The first one being Shinobi 2, The Revenge of Zen. And I played this one a couple of hours. It's quite decent. It's nothing groundbreaking or anything, but if you like the old Tenchu games, which I do, it's kind of nice. But it's nothing, you know, it's not the killer app for the Vita, that's for sure. Also picked up Disgaea 3, Absence of Detention. Was about to say Absence of Justice, but that's not it. Absence of Detention. And I've been trying it out a little bit, and it's great. I mean, this game, strategy RPG on the go, is always a win for me. I really like that series, so that's when I decided I had to pick up the Vita pretty soon. And I also quite recently picked up Sumione, and this is the Japanese version. It was never released, the retail copy was never released outside of Japan. I know the US have this game on PSN as a downloadable title, but we in Europe, we don't even have it as a downloadable title. And since the PS Vita is region free, thank God, I picked it up because I really want the retail copy, and it looked like a game, a bit of an artsy game that I would enjoy. So I haven't tried it out yet, it's still sealed, so I'm quite looking forward to try it out. Also picked up a game for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and this is a game that was only released in America. It was never released in Europe, and I don't think it was released in Japan either. And that's Arkista's Reign, and it's complete copy in pretty good condition. It's the top is has a bit of a dent there, but I don't mind. It was pretty cheap for the condition that it's in, and I haven't tried it out yet though. But I watched some videos of it on YouTube, and it looks, you know, it looks halfway decent. A mixture of Lolo and The Legend of Zelda, perhaps. So really happy to have that. Quite unusual, haven't seen one complete in, you know, it's not often I see one complete, so I had to pick that one up. Also picked up a game for the PlayStation 3 this month, or in May, and that's Atelier Meruru. I think that's how you pronounce it, Meruru, Atelier. And it's the Apprentice of Arland. And it came with this little art book. I think it was some kind of a pre-order bonus or something, I don't know. But I haven't tried it out yet, but I quite enjoyed the Atelier games, at least the ones I tried on the PS2 and the first on the PS3. So, but there's been quite a few of these games, so I haven't tried all of them out. But it's a lot of this item crafting, synthesis, making potions and stuff for quests and such. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go this summer when I'm on vacation and I've got some free time. I also picked up a couple of Nintendo DS games. I picked up the first Dragon Quest Monster Joker game, which I had before, cartridge only, but now I have the complete game. So I'm really happy to have that. I really enjoyed the second one. I haven't played that one through, so yeah. Also picked up Contact, which has a completely different cover than the American version. The American version I think has that cover, that guy there. I haven't tried it out yet, but I found it dirt cheap, so I had to buy it. And finally, I picked up Mega Man CX Advent, complete and in good condition. Found this one when I found Contact, and it was dirt cheap, so I just had to pick it up. Because it's not all that usual to see out in the wild, so I snagged it. And I quite like the Mega Man CX, the first version on the Nintendo DS, so I'm pretty happy to have that. I also picked up quite a few PC games this month, and I really enjoy retail copies of games, and that's why most of these games have been available for download for quite a while, but it's first now that I found a reasonably priced retail copy that I picked them up. And the first one is Magica. This is the collection, which includes, you know, a lot of the DLC. I don't think all of it, but most of it. And it's a fantastically, outrageously funny game, with a lot of colorful explosions going off everywhere, and a lot of magic and crazy creatures. And it's made here in Sweden, so I just had to support them as well. Includes a lot of phony, baloney, half Swedish language, and yeah, it's pretty hilarious. A lot of Monty Python references, and the Cthulhu DLC pack is also pretty hilarious. So if you like Cthulhu, and who doesn't, pick it up and enjoy it. If you have some friends to play with, it's an even sweeter time. Also picked up, I'm a late bloomer, I picked up Civilization 5, and my god, I picked this one up at the same time that I picked up another PC game that I have yet to show. And what happened was that I pumped most of my free hours into Civilization. A lot of late nights. Yeah, I really enjoy this game. And the only Civilization games I have played is Civilization 2 on the PC, way back. I wasn't, you know, still in, well, I couldn't have been very old. Well, it was a heck of a long time ago. And then I picked up Civilization Revolution for the Xbox 360 when that was released, and that was also, you know, 4 years or so ago, and I loved it. I completely adored it. And a lot of those memories from playing Civilization 2 came back. But for some reason, after I finished Civilization Revolution, I never, you know, took notice of Civilization 4, which I should have, or Civilization 5 until now, because I just, oh my god, Civilization, that's a great series, why haven't I been missing out? And of course it could be because I had a pretty bad computer up until quite recently, about a year ago. And that's when I started, you know, buying a lot more PC games. So when I saw it, oh my god, I had completely forgot about it, buy it, and I pre-ordered the expansion. Gods and Kings, which is supposed to be released in June, which introduces religion, stuff like that. And since I haven't played Civilization 4, which a lot of people think is the superior one, I haven't been missing out on the features that people are missing, you know, like religion and stuff that they are adding in this expansion. So I quite like the whole premise of this, and it's very, they changed it so it's a hexagonal map, I think that's how you say, yeah, instead of a, you know, a square grid based. And a lot of the civilizations is here. So I played as the Vikings, I played as the Russians, I played as the Japanese, I played as the British. You know, it's just an amazing game to just start up and, you know, watch your civilization grow and try to conquer the other civilizations by force or by other means, you know, technological or cultural victories and stuff like that. I really enjoy it. I'm still playing quite a lot of it, not as much as when I got it because I just wasted hundreds of hours, and I'm not kidding you. I could, you know, get off work, just eat something, and just sit there until almost it was time to get to work again. So I had pretty rough times. I was just swallowed up whole by this game. So it's a great game, and since for some reason I was in the mood for more strategy games in the vein of Civilization, which was a big mistake, of course. I picked up Warlock, Master of the Arcane. This is a bit like Civilization, but also I would think of it as a mix of Heroes of Might and Magic, Civilization perhaps, and you would get a pretty good idea. It's a bit like Civilization, but you have fantasy creatures and you research magic instead of, you know, technologies, and you can hurl the magic on the field. You can increase your food income, your gold income. You can make your creatures walk on water. You can cast fireballs on the enemy cities and creatures and so forth. And it's a fantastic game. It's I mean, it's not perfect, but because it is a budget game. But I think a lot of it they can fix with patches, and they have a lot of support for this game. DLCs on the way and expansions and stuff. So really like this, and I lost a whole lot of hours into this one as well. Since it's very close to Civilization, but with a, you know, fantasy setting, a bit more humorous setting as well. So it was a blast, and of course the game everyone bought almost in May is of course Diablo 3. This is the collector's edition. It's nothing really special about it that I can say that you haven't seen or read or heard already. There's probably 1,000 or 2,000 unboxings of this bad boy on YouTube or other sites, so there's no reason for me to do it, but I can tell you this. I enjoyed the game, but I think it's probably the weakest one in the series when it comes to storytelling and atmosphere. I think the music was not as good as I remember from the second and first one. I still think the first one is the best, but that's just sheer atmosphere and probably a bit of nostalgia talking. But other than that, I really enjoyed this game. I did, however, not go crazy with it and, you know, start leveling, you know, just to get the loot. I completed it on normal with my monk and got halfway. Of course, I played monk. Just look at me, you know. And I got halfway. I completed the game on normal and got about halfway, a bit more than halfway on nightmare, and then I was just, maybe I should just play some Civilization, and I got stuck there instead. But my girlfriend has constantly been playing Diablo 3 on her computer, and she loves it. So, but it is her first Diablo game, so I don't know. I'm just not so. I thought I would lose myself completely to this game, but for some reason I wasn't as hooked as I thought I would be. It's not a bad game, not at all. And a lot of the things that people are complaining about or feel that is missing, Blizzard can add. I mean, it's no problem. They will add the PvP, and they will add other things. They can fix drop rates, and they can fix most of the things. What I did think was lacking was a more interesting character development system, because this game felt a bit like, you know, one of those arena games like League of Legends or something like that, when you have a character and you can just slot different skills. What I liked about the original games was, of course, that you could invest the points in what stats you wanted, and you could, in a skill tree, choose which skills you would have, and it made your character a bit more personal. Of course, most of these characters got a specific build. You know, there was, you know, a couple of different builds that were viable, so a lot of people were having the same character anyway, so it's not perhaps the biggest deal, but the feeling that I got by having complete freedom of choosing how I wanted to you know, further my character was something that really missing from Diablo 3. It feels too basic, perhaps. I don't get the same thrill as I level up as I did in, you know, Diablo 1 or 2, which is a shame. So yeah, but I really did enjoy the game, and I will probably get back into it. It's one of those games, since it's got no monthly fee or something like something like an MMO like World of Warcraft or, you know, Warhammer Online or anything. It's something that you can just start up and lose some hours to. So yeah, that's that. I also picked up Max Payne 3. Haven't played it yet, haven't opened it yet. I had too much PC games to play, but I'm really looking forward to it. I really loved the first 2 Max Payne games, so I've heard this one is a bit of a departure when it comes to style, because it's not like film noir anymore. But then again, it's supposed to have a lot of the old Max Payne feeling, so I'm hoping that I will enjoy it. And Rockstar usually, they usually deliver on the mature storytelling and stuff like that, so I'm hoping I won't be disappointed at all. But since I haven't tried it yet, I won't say anything definite about it. So if you have tried Max Payne out, you can drop me a comment, leave me a comment here telling me if you enjoyed it or if you hated it, and of course why. And try to keep it as spoiler free as possible. Also picked up a couple of games for the Xbox 360, except Max Payne of course. And let's see, picked up Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. This is the special edition. It's also American. But since this game was never region coded, it can be played in any region of the world. So I just thought that I would buy this special edition because it comes in pretty nice steel case instead of the ordinary version, because we never got a special edition here in Europe, so I decided to import it. And it was actually cheaper than buying it over here as well, which is strange. Also picked up the Xbox 360 game, which I probably spent most hours with this last month, and that's Akai Katana. And this is region free as well, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but I think they released it in America at the same time anyway. And it's from Rising Star Games, and it's great that they've been publishing a lot of cave shooters. And it's a really good shooter, a really good shoot 'em up, I should say. It's not a first-person shooter or anything like that. It's a shoot 'em up, or shmup, if you will, and it's really good. I'm pretty rubbish at it, as I am pretty rubbish at most shoot 'em up games when it comes to score. I think I have some kind of old school mentality when it comes to shoot 'em up games. I want to stay alive as long as possible, because I think I don't have unlimited credits, and I want to face the final boss and, you know, beat the game. Like Gradius, you didn't have unlimited continues, and, you know, there was an end to the game. But most cave games, they just give you unlimited credits, and it's all about scoring. So and of course it's a bullet hell shoot 'em up. It's not a, you know, normal shoot 'em up. So but I still enjoy these games. It's just that I'm not specifically good at them, especially not at scoring. But it's a great game, and I've been playing it a lot. Also picked up a game that I've been pretty hyped about ever since I saw it at E3 last year. That's Dragon's Dogma. It includes the Resident Evil 6 demo, I think. Whoopee. And I've perhaps played 5 hours of this, and apart from the horrendous introductionary music in this game, which is some kind of a J-pop thingy, J-rock perhaps, it's really very good. It's the combat is fantastic. It's very smooth, and it's a very inviting world, and, you know, scaling Manticore and just going to town on it is is fantastic, and the pawn system is pretty interesting as well. So I'm really enjoying it, and this is the game I'm playing right now. So I haven't beat it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. It feels a bit like it has some Dark Souls, Demon Souls vibes to it. It's not. I wouldn't say it's that hard, and I wouldn't say that the character development is as solid. But it has a lot of the atmospheric tropes of Dark Souls, especially when you're in a, you know, in a dank dark cave where there's like undead and stuff. And the combat is very reminds me a lot of Dark Souls mixed with a little bit of Devil May Cry. And that might sound a little strange, but a lot of the moves reminds me a lot of Dante, and I think it's the same team that made Devil May Cry. So yeah, but it's a solid game, solid experience, and I would really recommend it. So that's it, guys. That's all the stuff that I picked up this May. It's not a whole lot, but since I picked up a Vita, it was quite expensive, so it's going to be interesting to see if the summer will be dry and I will be picking up a lot of retro games, or if I will be pleasantly surprised and pick up a lot of new games. Anyway, that's all the games I've got for you, so see you next time.